The opposition Labour Party was, I suppose, predictably scathing, labelling it a vacuous speech. I think what was more interesting, though, was the reaction from the business lobby group, the Confederation of British Industry, traditionally good friends with Boris Johnson's Conservative Party. They were more polite, saying that he set out a compelling vision, but that he had so far only stated his ambition when it comes to raising wages. And that's often been the criticism of Boris Johnson, is that he's big on optimism, big on big ideas, but very low on strategy of actually how to get there. And of course, now the difficulties of the changed immigration policy have started to hit home. As you mentioned there, that he's been trying, curiously, in recent days to repackage the labour shortages which we've been seeing as simply part of the transition towards becoming a high-pay and high-skilled economy, something he says could only have been achieved by abandoning the European Union's freedom of movement. But, you know, business leaders and even some Brexit supporters aren't buying it. Lord Simon Wilson, who leads up a very big retailer here by the name of Next, he was a very prominent campaigner in favour of Brexit, has also been speaking today, saying that he certainly does support controlled migration, but that an element of control is actually letting people into the country to do the jobs that we need them to do. Stefan?
So Johnson also proposed high wages and low tax rates, but absent a thorough strategy, what's his plan? How is he going to achieve that?
Many people are asking that, I would say. Certainly Boris Johnson does like to talk about growing wages and falling taxes, although wages are actually rising right now. They're not keeping pace, though, with inflation. So actually means that people's spending power is pretty much remaining about the same. And indeed, Boris Johnson has become better known more recently for raising taxes rather than cutting them. Now, what he really wants to be his overall economic legacy is correcting the long-standing economic imbalances that there are between different parts of this country. An enormous wealth divide here. He calls it levelling up. He talked in the speech today about creating equal opportunities across the country. But yes, you're right. He's asked repeatedly how. And besides talking about empowering local mayors, he hasn't got many other ideas. He has been talking, as I said, about the benefits of eliminating low-skilled migration from the EU and the benefits that's having. And of course, a fundamental rule of economics is that if you cut the supply of something, well, then you raise the price of it. So if you cut the labour supply, you raise wages. But of course, there are more complicated consequences than that, which we're seeing there now on empty supermarket shelves and queues at petrol forecourts. And there is an expectation, a forecast, a fear, as some would say, that things could get even worse as we enter the winter and the Christmas shopping season gets underway. Stefan?